and this is a gym, and they have these weird sliding security things. I like these because they look cool. I'm pretty sure that I looked on Street View and I saw that there's an entrance to the shopping centre through here. I can't seem to find it, which is annoying. It seems to have vanished. Maybe they... I know. I think there used to be a lower level to the shopping centre that's now been converted into a gym. This is the staff parking. This is spooky, this area, and I think I found a way in to the shopping centre. Yeah, they have converted this to the lower level into a gym. Let's see. And I found a lift. Hopefully this lift, which is an Ecodisc, goes up into the centre. It's really spooky underground part of the shopping centre. Maximum? I do not think that 1,600 people could fit in there. I think it might say 16, but just look. It looks like there's 2 zeros being rubbed off. Southern Door UK Limited. Which floor? Goods Ecodisc. Really spooky lift. Wow! What on earth? This is so spooky, and I don't think I might get lost and not be able to find a way out. It takes a lot of effort to close this with doors. So let's go to 2. This is where are the shops? There's a burglar alarm. And look, I've come out of the extremely spooky room and now in the shopping centre. Wow. This hole where you can see there's a strange cracks. There's some strange cracks. This actually used to be where the escalator down to the lower level of the shopping centre used to be, which is why the tile pattern goes really big, because there was a fence here, and that's where the end of the escalators was. Now into H&M, which has an Ecodisc. It's illegal to have the green button call locked. Why do they always do it? It's the green button, you're not supposed to lock it. Ecodisc. So here I am, I found a kiosk which is frozen, and I for some reason it's not giving me. This kiosk is the stupid custom operating system with no task manager. So you can't get it to restart the operating system or any programs on it because there's no task manager. So what's the point? It's really stupid. And also, this is the middle of the shopping centre where there used to be this either wimpy pavilion, although when they renovated the shopping centre in the 90s, they demolished the wimpy pavilion. I mean, it would look out of place now, but the wimpy pavilion was a 60s, so I don't usually like 60s architecture though, because it's a bit lax attention. Because it's of a lax attention to detail. Although this building didn't really lack attention to detail, unlike a lot of 60s architecture. LV has some nice 60s architecture. A lot of places have horrible 60s architecture. Let's see what sort of lift Next has. Next at least does have some windows, although there are some other ones which are blocked up. It's the low quality, it's Tecno lifts. Tecno lifts use an Italian accent English voice, which just sounds really unprofessional. Their own voice but an Italian accent, which makes them sound stupid.
Mind the doors.
The locker just
closing.
Doesn't even have a door closer. This is just a custom voice, but it's still not very nice.
Doors opening. Ground floor.
And there's this walking route to the railway station which goes through the car park. And it involves using the car park lift, so I'd expect them to be rather busy. There's a busway. I like busways. It's an Ecodisc.
Funny, it might be slow to achieve it, but
Floor 2 is actually the ground floor.
Doors closed. Second floor. Doors open. Doors closed.
Oh, it lost its position. I thought this was 4 and this was 5.
Doors open.
The lift actually got lost. VHS is abandoned. Let's take a look. Ooh. I can see lots of abandoned stuff. It would be nice if they had a 60s Otis and it was still open. The main thing I like about VHS is that old Otises. This part of the shopping centre, if you saw from the service lift, there's an upper level, the top floor. I'd call this the, with floors, I'd call this the first floor, and above this the second floor, and below this I'd call it the ground floor. House of Fraser have all these weird brands which you don't see anywhere else. One of them is Dickens and Jones, and that's actually a trademark owned by House of Fraser. And the reason why it's a trademark owned by House of Fraser is because the department store in Richmond actually, because the House of Fraser bought up the Dickens and Jones department store in Richmond. And I've been there. It has these Otis lifts which are modernised but are still weird and spooky. And over here you have this lift. And is it modernised but still has Becker logic? I don't think it has Becker logic. I mean, I'm pretty sure Becker logic's incompatible with door beeper. Dickens and Jones is the House of Fraser in Richmond. That's not some creaky noise, that's the ticky tape of the lift.
Second floor. Doors open.
What is this? I think it's the management.
Doors
I mean,
closed.
third's locked, but second isn't.
Third floor. Going up. Doors open.
Are there any more lifts in House of Fraser? I hope so. It would be a bit demeaning of them to only have one lift and for that lift to be a really rubbish lift. Somebody in there. Those are some of the main shopping centre lifts. Might have something to eat there, but it might be too expensive. And now to a pair of, these appear to be similar to modernised by Kone, because I don't think these are Kone doors, although they do have the triangle key in the position that Kone puts their triangle key.
Doors closed.
This has been thoroughly redecorated, so if it was modernised, I couldn't tell why. Sounds like this just has an Ecodisc in a motor room.
Doors open. Going up.
So this should not be called the first floor. This should be called the ground floor. The shopping centre has some annoying floor numbering. It's American floor numbering. This should be the ground floor, not the first floor. So I'm in the Arriva bus station. This is an automatic door that levels like a generic lift, even when it's opening. It's like a generic lift leveling the way it stops. There's this ridiculously massive county hall complex here in Aylesbury. Then I went into the county precinct tower, which is quite nice for 60s architecture, and at the entrance a security cunt called me, and I'm quoting here, Mr. Dickhead. This is an example of a typical security guard. Many security guards, and train guards and bus drivers, only go into their respective jobs because they think it gives them the right to be a mannerless cunt. So now come back to House of Fraser to explore the grotty bus station.
Doors closed.
It's on one. Get ready to explore the grotty bus station. Look, the lift's lost.
First floor. Doors open.
This is the bit in the middle of the bus station. They've got some sitaros in the bus station. And this just feels like one of those glossy 70s bus stations. A lot like the Pentagon bus station in Chatham. I've been around the Pentagon bus station, but it was before I got my camera. In fact, it was 1 week before I got my camera, which was rather unlucky. When I went to Medway, it was 1 week before I got my camera, so a bit unlucky that I didn't get to film everything. But Benno lives in Medway, so he films a lot of stuff there. So you can check out his channel. And this bus station, I mean look, this bus station is actually mixed in with the service and staff entrances to all the shops. And those cars, they actually belong to the staff that work at the shops. And those are the staff entrances. So it is really grotty. Because this is actually the staff entrance to the shops here. Really grotty bus station. Wow, this then is Trident. So noisy. So now back into the main bus station, and I want to buy a ticket. It's closed. Let's turn this on. How do you turn it on? Wait a minute. Look. I don't think this is even plugged in. Oh, it doesn't need a plug. It goes through the pressing bit. This is not turned on. Maybe this means you can get tickets out of here. You buy tickets here, but it's not turned on. And I want to use it to buy some tickets. It won't turn on. This is CCTV camera. I want to buy tickets. Got all these 90s buses making it looking more grotty. We've got a Plaxton President, and we've got an East Lancs Low Line, and we've got over there, not as old, it is a right, I think it's a right, like Pulsar or right Eclipse, and there's an Octet. Or grubby up there. And over there is actually the boiler room for the shopping centre above. And if you look here, there is a lift but appears to be locked with a key. Look at this really noisy Dennis Trident. This appears to be, I don't think it's a right bus on a Daimler chassis. I think it's a right Eclipse or right Pulsar. And here we have some Citaros, and they're on a Daimler chassis, and Daimler engines make really low pitched noises that sound horrible. This place sounds really atmospheric, and all the bus sounds really low pitched.